Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone back to another episode of CSGO News. This is the series where I show and tell you what's been going on in the CSGO community this past week. That, of course, can have anything to do with the CSGO pro scene. Let's just say a player leaves and then joins a new team. That affects a lot of different things, including the CSGO economy. There's sticker value, of course. CSGO investments are something we also cover on a weekly basis, where if an item goes up or down in a very short period of time, you're not sure if it's stable or, of course, volatile. And throughout the video, we give you enough information on the item and my personal opinion on what you should do with it. Pick one up, or of course sell it. And of course we cover the game itself, maybe some miscellaneous updates you may have missed this past week, and some future updates I think we could see in the next upcoming month or so. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Now, today's video sponsor is of course Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly, trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
So today's episode of CSGO News is pretty much going to hit all bases. We're covering all subjects with the game itself, the pro scene, the investing scene, and a few other things as well I want to touch on. And the first big thing I've seen a lot of people talk about, and it's not something I noticed until just the other day, and this is, of course, buff 163 is gray or black and white for some, and it still is as of right now. And that's pretty much due to the fact that the Chinese president and this company, buff itself, CSGO, is based in China. So it's kind of like remembering him, I guess. So it probably should go back to normal in the next couple of weeks or so. But it's only for the homepage. If once you go to the market, as you can see right here, it goes back to normal. The next thing is Dust 2 souvenir packages. These things were discussed for an investment for, I would say, almost a whole week, which was pretty crazy. I was one to kind of hold back on that right away, because when an update happens like that, if you're not already prepared for it, or if you already haven't bought that item, you're kind of gambling on that situation, and that's what I think a lot of people did here. Same thing with the M4 update. People were buying M4s at that $500 price for the coalition. Now it's at $350. Somewhat similar to the souvenir packages here. We were seeing Rio, Stockholm, and Antwerp almost hitting all $8.50. Now they're all down way below that. People are wondering why Antwerps are so low. We have to remember Stockholm and Antwerp look so damn similar, especially with all the exact same maps and mostly the exact same players on each team. And while with Rio, yeah, the skins are pretty rare, but there's so many of them. We discussed the other day how many Desert Hydras were unboxed just from Rio itself, which is just absolutely crazy. And these, once again, are just the start to many more coming on the market. We haven't even seen the 75% off sale quite yet for Rio. And when that happens, well, people are going to be dragged towards these souvenir packages once again, maybe for other collections as well. That'll add a lot more onto the market. And no, I don't think that's necessarily going to affect your base versions of those weapons. In fact, I think some of those actually might go up, especially if they're used for some sort of trade up. The same people who told you to buy and of course invest into Dust 2 souvenir packages at their peak are now telling you to sell your skins before an operation comes, which that is not even guaranteed and no one knows, which is just pretty crazy. The same people are also telling you to invest either into Riptide and most importantly Rio stickers. The reason I quickly touch on Riptide and operation stickers and anything that's gone up very fast in a very short period of time is, well, because CSGO items, we'll get to in a minute for an example, can drop just as quickly as they went up, if not faster. And yes, operation stickers do look very good, but they're very expensive for how many there are on the market and how many there are left anyway in people's inventories. There's quite a few. As it goes for Rio, I've already shared my opinions on an investment standpoint for Rio. It's not going to be good. There's been lots of examples of this in the past. Just because something is very rare inside of CS does not make it whatever price you set it as. It's whatever someone wants to buy it for. And we're not even at the 75% off sale, so I'm not sure why investing into these is even a subject yet. Stepping away from stickers, we're going to be going to cases really quickly. I have a video coming on this later this week. A lot of people have been suggesting the CSGO economy has been crashing recently, but with cases mainly. Which yes, they have, but it's only really been the top dogs that have really had a huge crash and impacted the market in any sort of way. That being the glove case, the breakout case, and some others, but those are really the only main ones. The rest haven't really had a huge impact. I'm not sure if people like to call the clutch case falling down 4 cents a huge crash. I have no idea, but it seems to be people were doing that. Reasons for that? People are interested in other things at this moment in time. The Dust 2 update where it got removed and the M4 buff, I think probably caused a lot of people to sell their investments and transition to different cases maybe that have M4 skins in them, that being A1S or maybe A4. So I quickly want to go over Stockholm 2021 patches, specifically the gold ones. So the past 2 or 3 months, I got a lot of comments talking about these, how they're going to be a great investment, how when the mouse patch went up to $60 in the Steam market, it actually got removed because no one was buying it for around 3 days. It kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and here we are at $17 for a gold patch, and the rest, well, it's kind of history here. Yeah, they have gone up, like I said earlier, have a whole video on it. They're not as good as an investment as people are making it out to be. The return is just pretty crazy, but realistically, you can't sell more than 1 or 2 of these, and people, once again, are probably going to brainwash the community on that. Now moving on to skins, specifically for the M4A4. They've seen actually a pretty insane increase this past week, especially for some that haven't really been in the picture. This being the M4A4 Buzzkill, the factory new edition I'm going to use for an example. This is in the glove case, and well, because the glove case is really only for the gloves mainly, people forget that this is in there. But there's a lot of these on the market, and that's why you don't really see these move too much up in price. This past month, they were on 20-25 bucks, especially on buff. They were very similar to this, and they've recently shot up in price to around $60, then came back down, and they've started leveling out right now at about $46 on the Steam market, pushing that $50 mark, which is actually a pretty nice return. The M4A4 Coalition is also seeing very similar things with that. It was around $125, $140 in the Steam market before the buff, peaked at $625 on buff, which makes no sense, came back down to $200, and now of course we're at around $429, $450 to $500 on the Steam market. And yes, these prices are really going to vary, but that's because there's not a whole lot on there. And lastly, for CSGO investments and any sort of monetary item for today's video, before we go into the updates, specifically Stockholm has been getting some sort of traction the past couple of days. I'm not sure if this is from people making videos in the community or people finally realizing that Stockholm and Antwerp are actually not that bad of stickers, and how we pretty much took them for granted, especially Stockholm because of that low quantity. Pretty much all the capsules are up a little bit. Challengers is always the easiest to see. It was like $2 just a couple days ago. Now it's $2.30 roughly on the Steam market. Some of the stickers are kind of following suit, very happily for me. The Copenhagen Flames holos are almost pushing $4, which is just kind of crazy. The Mouse was pushing 13 yesterday, which that caught a lot of people's attention, and while the rest are also going up. The Pain Gaming's once $2.20, almost pushing up $1 from just the past couple of months. So is the Movie Star Raiders. This was once down at the very bottom, now it's getting pushed up to the top, which is pretty interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on this CSGO market, especially with the monetary side of things? Now, as it goes for future events, the Blast Major for Paris in 2023, I think looks very, very promising. After just watching that last Blast tournament, it was so well put together. Not a whole lot of problems, at least compared to the Rio Major. Yeah, it wasn't a major, but it was pretty much on the same scale of things anyway. If they can redo that in Paris, I think we're going to be set for a very, very enjoyable major, at least from a spectator's perspective. And of course, lastly, if you guys can remember, almost a week and a half ago, I made a video talking about a shadow ban bug inside of CS, where mainly if you're using any sort of extensions, mainly float.db, to look at certain floats in the Steam market or any third-party site, if you have more than one tab open, let's just say you're on your profile, you go to your inventory, this pops up and it's a 24-hour shadow ban. And apparently there's been some reports that it's happening even longer than 24 hours, which is pretty crazy. This will eventually go away, and pretty much how you can fix this is remove your extensions from Chrome, of course, reset your router, and change your IP, which is just, it's a huge pain. Valve doesn't seem to want to do anything. I have a more in-depth video coming in the next few days when we get some more research on this, but I think it's pretty silly that this is still going on. And of course, lastly for today's video, there's going to be a few videos this week talking about the upcoming winter sale and the effect that's going to have on the CSGO economy, most importantly, the CSGO market. Every single year, we have yearly sales. Of course, we have the Steam Summer Sale, which actually heavily affects the market and didn't really do too much last year. But for example, in Broken Fang, it made skins and cases pretty much be a fire sale, and it was free profit for a lot of people. And I think we could possibly see that very, very soon. And it's going to be fun and interesting to talk about the possibility of that. Also might be some of the reasons why some of these prices we're seeing on some items are falling down so much. People are kind of just getting ready for that. Winter sale hasn't happened yet. In fact, the autumn sale is on right now, which quite a few games, surprisingly, are on sale. That pretty much wraps up today's episode of CSGO News. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that bug gets fixed very soon. We'll catch you guys in the next one. If you guys got any questions for Mando Monday, leave them down below. Peace out, guys.